this video, we'll show you how to thread your Meistergram gem PR-1500. First, take your thread cone and place it on needle 1's thread cone holder. Next, take your thread and insert it from bottom to top into needle number 1's thread eyelet on the top thread stand. Next, take the thread and bring it towards the front of the machine, placing it into the thread guides on top of the thread stand. You will notice that the thread stand has indicators indicating the number of the needle of the thread that you're threading. We will now thread our pre-tensioner. Take your thread and insert it in between the two plates located on the thread pre-tensioner. Using the thread, lift and locate the wedge on the thread pre-tensioner. Making sure that the thread is correctly inserted and that it cannot come out of the pre-tensioner. Next, we will thread our thread tube. Using the included threading tool, insert the threading tool into the thread tube. Take your thread and hook it onto one of the ends of the threading tool. Now pull the threading tool back through the thread tube until the thread comes through. You may now install the top of the thread tube to the thread stand. Repeat the process for the other end of the thread tube. We will now insert the thread underneath the thread clamp by lifting the thread clamp and sliding the thread underneath. Next, we will thread our thread break detection wheel. The wheel is threaded clockwise and needs to be threaded one full turn, exiting to the left of the lower post. We will now thread our main tension. Take your thread from right to left and rotate it clockwise one full turn around the main tensioner. Continue by placing the thread off to the right of the first peg and over to the left of the second one. We will finish by threading the second thread clamp. Next, we'll thread our take-up lever. First, take your top thread coming from the secondary thread clamp and insert it into the groove next to the take-up lever that you'll be threading. Following the arrow on the front of the machine, turn your thread over and bring it back over to the top. Next, thread your take-up lever right to left. Finally, take your thread and bring it straight down through the same groove that the take-up lever is located in. We will now take our thread and thread it through the corresponding thread eyelet. Thread the guide located above the needle. Finally, thread your needle front to back. Once you've threaded the needle, we recommend threading your presser foot, top to bottom. Once you've threaded your needle and ran your thread through your presser foot, we recommend catching the tail on the spring above the needle. You may also trim the excess using the trimmer. Repeat the process for the following 14 threads, making sure that you've threaded the paths correctly for each needle. Note that on top of the tension base, the top tension knobs pertain to the odd needles, while the lower tension knobs pertain to the even needles. It's important to note that needles 1 through 8 thread clockwise on the thread tensioner, while 9 through 15 thread counterclockwise. Follow the diagram on the top of the tension base to thread the machine correctly. Your machine includes 16 cone holders, 1 extra cone holder, making it easy for a quick thread change. The bobbin on your machine is pre-installed prior to shipping. To locate it, lower the cover, revealing the bobbin case. To remove, take the latch on the bobbin case and pull it out. Grabbing onto the latch, take the entire case out. We have now completed threading all 15 needles on our machine.